Hello, everyone. In order to access test system, you need to go open a browser, and we recommend using Mozilla Firefox or Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge or Safari, Apple Safari. So you need to go ahead and type in your browser cloud.tes.ca, and it will bring you to the login page, as you can see here. And I need to log in for this part of the tutorial. I'm going to log in with an admin account. So you have been provided with some admin accounts. So please go ahead and enter it with that one. So I'm going to enter with my account, and I'm going to log in with my account. So once you log into the system, you can see that on the left side, this is we call it the navigation pane that will help you to navigate through the system. The part that you may see is a little different than me based on your permissions, but you should usually see almost the same thing. So as you can see, the first part of that one is my user information. And you can see that here I can click and I can go to the profile and I can see my user information. Here I can see my email, my first name and last name. And if I want to reset my password, I need to put my current password and the new password and repeat password. Please do, for this tutorial, please do not change your username and password because your other colleagues are using the same username and password. Later on, once we created your accounts and you created your accounts, then you can go ahead and reset your password. But this is where you go and you will change your password to another value. On the left menu, you can see that we have different items like dashboard, infrastructure, collisions, and users. And for this tutorial, we are going to the user section, which we call because we want to handle users and we want to manage users. I will click on the users, and then I will click on the user management. And as you can see, the list of the users will show up. Because I have a super admin account, I can see everyone, but because you are a part of Kura or KENHA, you only see your users. In order to create a user, I will go ahead and click on the right top side. You can see there's an icon. It's saying add user, and there's a plus sign beside it. Whenever you see our application from now on, usually we have add button like this in many places in application. So I'm going to click on the add user, and then a page will pop up for me. And it will ask me how I can add users. And then I can enter the email for the user. I will call it, for example, Kura user 00, for example, let's call it 100, Kura user 100. And I need the email address, so I need to put, for example, Kura 100 at kura.ke .go. I don't know what's your domain is, but just I will put the email, and I will put the name as, for example, John Smith. I'll put your name and first name and last name, and I can ask the system to send the username and password by email, or I can say that send the set password by email, or I can set the password manually. We recommend using the second option, which is the set password by email. But in case that they don't have an active email, you need to use the third option, set password manually. You can either type the password, and if you press this button here, it will show you the password, or you can generate a random password by clicking on this button, and it automatically generates a random password that you need to copy paste and send it to the users if you choose the third option. The client is Kenya, you don't need to change it. And the next part is the roles that user has. And if I'm creating a normal Kura users, or I would select Kura, and then I will select the divisions that they have right now. Because the pilot is based on Nairobi, we have only divisions for Nairobi. So I will give access to all of the collisions and resources for those divisions. So I will select those ones, and I will press add user. And now the user has been created. And user automatically have access to information. If I go and search that user, I can go and say that I will search for that user, Kura user 100 I will click on it. You can see that on the top right of this grid on the top, we have a search button that you can go and search in any fields that is available to you. Or I can, for example,
Amir,
search it by.
Sorry,
Yes.
Amir. It seems that there is a question in the room. I see Dr. Okach's hand raised.
Oh, I see. Oh, sorry. Yes, go ahead, please. Sorry, I didn't see that. It was minimized. So please go ahead, Dr. Okach, please go ahead and you're muted. Sorry, you're muted. Just. Yes.
All right. Amir, are we going to allow our friends from Kura to try what you're saying after? Or do you want to go step by step and then they try and see if there's feedback? Or you're still giving an overview and then they will follow after you afterwards?
We can go. They can just let me finish the tutorial. Just the small part is left. So then they can log in with their account and create their own users, for example. Okay. Because I will go step by step with them. I'm going to create an admin account with them as well. I just wanted to show how to deactivate the user, and then later on I will go step by step, and I will ask them to create their own accounts because the people in the Kura do not have account, and we provide them with generic username and password. So let them create their own users, and then later on they can do that. Move forward. Okay. So, or if we were talking about the search, I can search in any of the columns, or I can search, for example, I was looking for John Smith. So, for example, if I know the username, so I can search for John, sorry, where was, oh, John Smith. You can see that the John Smith is available. I can click on it and go ahead. And in this page, you can see that I can see the user profile. It shows the first name, the last name, and one of the most important part is active. So if I want to disable an account, I will click on is active. I will make it like this. I will click, and the user will be deactivated. And you can see that there was a message deactivated, and they will not be able to log into your account. If I want to reset, that user forgot their password, and they ask me to reset their password, I can go to the password, and then I can set the password, and I don't need to know their old password. So here I can type their new password, and then I can type the new password again and press reset button. I'm not going to do that, just I was showing to you. The roles is the role that this user has, and you can see when we added the user, it was just Kura. We can add multiple roles as we need. And then divisions is, as you see, the divisions that we added. If you want to remove access to a specific division, we can go ahead, change it, and then disable or enable. And then I can go to the permissions, which, as Dr. Pedram Izzatman talked about it, usually the permissions are inherited from the roles. But if you want to override a user and change their roles and what they have access, you can click on inherit from role and you see more options. But we highly recommend that you keep it within the groups. So if with the roles that they have, and do not change it. The field permissions will show that what fields in collisions or infrastructure that user is able to edit. So if you have a user that, for example, they want to edit the infrastructure, and you want them to only be able to edit, for example, the surface type, you can just do that one, and there will be only edit to that one, or many other fields infrastructure. But we highly recommend that keep it like the rules, inheriting from the rules, so that it's the same for every user does not have access to it. And that's all. So now
I jump in. Sorry, I jump in there. I apologize. Can you go to the field permissions, Amir, please?
Yes. Sure, let me just go ahead and go to the field permissions.
So this is one of those topics that we will cover again, in an advanced training, the main reason is that we want TES has a lot of flexibilities in giving permission at the field level permission, but we want to keep them at this point limited to different roles so they are the same. Once the organizations are up and running and users have more experience, then we will talk about this component with the users. So that's an important thing. Otherwise, it's early on. It will create it might create confusion. Why some people have access to this, some people don't have access. We will cover that later.
Yes, exactly. So please, just I wanted to touch say that hey, these features are there, but we will cover them in our advanced trainings. So right now, let's go ahead and have a hands-on experience. And please, Kura users, if you are able to go and log in, if the other admins from the other, for example, KENHA agency that they were not in our training, you can go ahead and create a new user. You can log in. Please go ahead and log into the system. If you have any questions or any problems, I'm sure Aska and other people will come to you. You can raise your hand, and they will come to you, and we'll try to help you to solve your issues during the whole trading process. But I'm going to add an admin account. Once I'm logging, please everyone log in. Once everyone is logging, please let me know that I can go ahead and move forward.
Just a quick question, Kura. We created some generic usernames. Do you have them available to you?
These are the users we created. Are you able to see this? Yeah, let me just zoom in here so that you will have better. So essentially, 001@kura.go.ke. The password is capital KURA hashtag 911. And KENHA users, if you would like to please log into your system, get ready for the next part. If you if you were not part of our admin trainings in the our first training, please go ahead and log in with your username password or one of these username and password from that are on the screen, and then create your own accounts. The username could be, you don't need to, it's not case sensitive. The username is not case sensitive, but the password is case sensitive. So please be careful. There's no space before and after. It's starts with K and ends with number 1. Dr. Okesh, if everyone is ready, please let me know so that we can continue. Are we ready for the next step?
Sorry, can you give us some feedback about the where we are in the room?
Still trying to add users, just trying to add the users and give them the roles. So it appears that the roles now are all set to the admin. So
Pardon, it was not clear for me. There was lots of echo in there.
the role.
Bernard, you have a question? Please unmute and.
Yeah, I have a quick one. For the people that will have
Sure.
many users, I suspect the police will have quite a number of users. Do we have, are we able to import users using CSV or anything else apart from the direct entry one by one as we are doing currently?
Please, if you provide us with the list of the users, we will do it for you. But for security reasons, we do not enable that feature to public. So please provide us with an Excel or a CSV file. We prefer Excel, and then we'll process from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, to answer your question, yes.
All right. Okay. Oh, fine. In our case, KENHA in particular, we are not that many. We can do it. I was just inquiring if it's a possibility that maybe in the actual environment, right now I know we're still using the cloud environment tests. When we do the infrastructure down here, if we can have that capability allocated to administrators in particular. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Sure. So everyone is ready? Everyone is able to log in? Dr. Rakesh, you're muted.
Those who logged in with Kura admin were able to add in and assign. But
Great.
those who logged in with, for example, the KENHA, the ones which had been created previously, there was some slight difference. Maybe because of they were already there.
Dr. Rakesh, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, that's some. So I think that that is
Dr. Rakesh.
Power there.
Dr. Rakesh, it's really hard to understand you because there's a lots of echo from that one. Can you use your computer's microphone to talk to us? I think that would be better. If you mute the projector, kind of don't use the the microphone to talk to us. Can you use your laptop to talk for talking to us? Can you use your? Can you hear us? Can you unmute your laptop and talk to us through your laptop, because there's an echo from the room and it's really hard to understand because of the echo. Dr. Rakesh, can you hear me? Can you mute the microphone? Can you mute your microphone and talk through your laptop? Can you unmute the? No, don't unmute the microphone. Please unmute from your laptop. The microphone's from your laptop. I cannot hear you. Your microphone on your laptop is muted. Dr. Rakesh, can you
Okay. There is
please,
when we do
please,
that.
Sir, yes, that's good. And can you mute the microphone in the room for now, just when you're talking to us, please? And the one that in your hand. Can you? Also, can you tell us what happened in the room? Pedro, can you go ahead? I think you understand what I'm saying. Can you go ahead and explain to Dr. Okich?
Yeah, I think they get it. They're trying different things. Tim. Tim.
Amir, can you hear me?
Sorry, Tim.
Tim, can I say, Amir? Let me. Tim, when you are talking with the microphone in the room, because it's a big room, we get a lot of echo, and we can't hear you. So don't use the microphone when you're talking to us. Please use your laptop. So don't use the microphone, the handheld microphone, just similar to other meetings. Use your laptop, please.
All right. Can you hear that?
Can you mute it?
Yeah, I hear you much better, but can you mute the handheld microphone now?
Yes, we have muted it. Mute that computer also.
Yeah.
All right, can you go on?
Yes, please. That's really
perfect.
Good. That's really good. So please let us know. So what happened? So everyone in Kura is able to log in? Dr. Okech, were people able to log in?
Yes, the Kura staff have been able to log in and add. They have added, each of them has already added in the signed role, and selected also the divisions, which were all of them.
Yes. So just in order to just remember, there's a point here. So let's go ahead and add a user, and we're going to add a Kura admin user. I will call it Kura admin, for example, admin 006 at, for example, kura.go.ke. And I will put the name user 5, user 6, and then last name is, for example, Kura. Here, when I can set the password. For example, I will set it like Kura hashtag 911. The important part here is that when you're creating an admin account, you need to make sure that they have access to Kura admin, and Kura power. And power users. Essentially, each admin user should be able to see have all the permissions from the underneath. So if it's a power user, they need to be member of power user and Kura. If they are member of admin, which is higher than the power users, they need to have Kura admin, and Kura power user. The same thing applies in KENHA. So for example, if we want to make a KENHA admin, we need to create a KENHA user and KENHA admin, or KENHA, super admin. That's all. So I will give the access to all divisions, and I will add the user. So please go ahead, add on your own users, and then sign out and sign in with your own accounts.
What about KENHA users? Were you able to access all? Is there any issue with anybody not being able to access?
Oh, okay, yeah. KENHA is able.
Hi, Amir.
Hello.
So for KENHA users, the only role that they get to see is the KENHA admin. So they don't get to see, when they're adding a user, they don't get to see the KENHA. They just get to see the KENHA admin user as the only role.
Okay. So, okay, I will fix those ones. Who had that issue? Who has that issue? right. Just give me a second. Pedram,
Yeah.
just one question. So KENHA has KENHA and KENHA admin, right?
Yeah.
That's right. In KENHA admin, we have engineer
Look,
Monica.
I mean,
They have.
I still don't know. Sorry, I still don't know the issue.
Okay. They're saying that they only can see the roles that I can see is can who was Brian was there? Aska, can you hear me? Dr. Okech, can you hear me? I think one of the users do not have access. So let me go ahead and search for Bernard has access to the KENHA admin. And
So I think we are good to move forward.
so we are good to move forward?
Yes.
Sorry, yes, okay. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So now, so everyone were able to create their users, right? And we're able to log out and log in with their own users. So from now on, they will have access to. right? So Pedro, I think this part of the tutorial is done. I think you can move forward if that's the case. So we'll mute myself.
Yeah. The next one is Greg.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah. So let me get some feedback from the room.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
And I guess you can hear me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's see how people are doing in the room. 10.
So they all should be logged in with their credentials so they can do the things with me together.
So let me, exactly. So let me confirm those. 10.
I can hear you.
Good. So can you confirm a couple of things? Now, our assumption is everybody has access to the application and they're logged in.
Sure.
Is that correct?
Yeah, they should be logged in with their credentials. Make sure that they
yes.
can see application.
Yes, everybody is logged in now.
Perfect. So now, folks, we are going to the next stage of the or next item on the agenda, and that is infrastructure and GIS. One important thing is that you should have access, or you should be given the user manual. Also, the user manual is accessible through that documentation on the left pane of your screen. Okay, so Dr. Okech is showing you. You don't need it at this point, but for your future use, it is available to you. Always available through the documentation on the left pane and through the TES website, tes.ca under knowledge base. So the documentation is there. Okay, with that, I will hand it over to the capable hands of Mr. Schreiber.
Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me and you can see my screen. Can you please confirm? I don't hear anyone, so I hope that that everybody can hear me and can see. So I'm going to talk about the infrastructure and general about functionality within TES. So TES links all the data, all the collision data, infrastructure data into your road network. So the infrastructure is basically your road network. The infrastructure is represented by two layers, intersections and road segments. So please click on the infrastructure. I would love to, if you can follow me and do the same thing what I'm doing right now. So please click on infrastructure, and under infrastructure, you will see intersection, road segments, street and area. So your infrastructure, your road network is represented by intersections. Please click on intersections. When you click on intersection, you will see on the right side list of all the intersections. You can see on the bottom that there are 19,701 intersections within Nairobi. Each intersection is represented by GUID, and this GUID starts with INT. So we know that if it's INT, it means that this is the intersection location. And also it's represented by streets. Each intersection has a description. So what is the intersection? Intersection is basically location where two street crosses. Please double click on any of the intersections that you see on the screen. Just double click on any of them. When you click on any of them, now you can get more details. This GeoID is the link between map and the infrastructure, the section table. So this intersection INT3, in my case, is being displayed on the map as a node, as a point. So you should see on your screen also a point at which represents intersection that you selected. So now we can see the description, GeoID, and there are some tabs. General information, if you click on details, please click on details. So now you can see street 1 and street 2, those two streets that are intersecting at that point that you saw on the map. You can add the direction if you know what the direction is of that street. On the approach tab, those are the approaches of the intersection. So you can have those approaches set here if they are available. Also, you can have operation, and also you can have collision records. So if there's any collision that occurred at that location, that you can see them right here. In my case, this intersection doesn't have any collision, so the table is empty. If you select intersection with collisions, that you would see them right here. Click on the arrow on top left corner to go back. Those collisions that you could see on the intersection, they were not there, but you can also find collision at the intersection just by going to the collision. So for the moment, let's click on the collisions, expand collisions, and click on collisions. Are you there? Click on collisions. Now you can click here. You see there's a lookup. There's a lookup for GeoID, for location, for any column. You see lookups. So I will provide you. We will say contains, and I will provide you with the location that has some collisions. So please type INT underscore 2790 to INT underscore 2790. If you type this in the GeoID column, in the search field, you will see that this intersection has 4 collision records. So it means that you can get number of collisions for location by going to infrastructure and to the location, right? Or you can get those collisions numbers from collisions. Let's go back to infrastructure. Now about road segment. So as I was saying, the infrastructure, your route network is represented by intersection and also by road segment. So if I click on my road segment now, please click on the road segment. On the right side, you should have a list of all road segments within Nairobi. And we have 29 on the bottom left. You can see there are 29,971 road segment. Road segment is represented again by the GeoID, which is the link between road segment within infrastructure table and our map. and it's represented by street name between BTWN, short form. So street between two limits, between two streets. So the road segment is the section of the road which has two limits. Those limits are street. In other words, they are intersections, right? But essentially, those are two streets. So now, if I double click on my mid block, again, similar to intersection, we have a general information, which is description of that mid block. In my case, it's 11th Avenue between 8th and Deliverance School. We have this GUID link between map and our infrastructure tables. We can click on details. So the details, we can see those intersection limits for that mid block, and we can see street names as a limit for that road section. Also, we have additional information: surface and surface condition, and road number. If we go to the cross section, we can see the road width. We can go to the operation. So under operation tab, we have usage, direction, number of lanes, speed limit. And again, if we click on collisions, then we can have number of collision records at that location. How are we doing here? I'm going too fast, or we are fine? No feedback. Okay, let's click on the arrow.
Hello. Hi, Greg.
Hi. So how are we doing there?
You can hear me?
Yes.
Greg, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. People are still trying to follow what you have talked about slightly. So you can pause for a minute or two.
I didn't hear everything. So people are following, or I'm still too fast?
The sidebar toggle, we seem to be having trouble having it on and on and off.
Which one?
Sidebar toggle.
Sidebar?
Next to the client heading. If you toggle it and it goes, can you toggle that? Sidebar toggle. Near the client, yes? Go up.
Which one?
Tim, what do you mean by client? There is no client. You mean
Client
collisions?
KENHA, next to the client KENHA, there is a sidebar toggle there. That
Yes.
puts the sidebar on and off. Once
Yes.
yes, that one. Click it off. Okay, can you click it on again?
So refresh the page. Press the refresh page on the top here. Yes. Press that button. Will be fixed.
Yeah. Okay. So a number of people are having trouble with that. What did you do to get it back? Can you explain well so that everybody hears?
Refresh. So if someone is losing their control panel on the left, by clicking here, you don't have this control panel now. So how to fix it? You need to click on that arrow to refresh it. Click refresh, and the sidebar will be back. Okay, so go back. Let me start again about the road segments.
All
so
right.
we have road. So we have under infrastructure, we go to the road segment. Okay. And now double click on any record.
Yes, when we started. What happened?
When you click on any record, you will see details for that road segment. General information. You can see the details, which contains limits of that road segment, also surface condition, road number. We can go to cross section to see road width. We can go to operation, and we have usage, direction, number of lanes, speed limit. And we can go to the collisions. If there's any records associated with that mid-block, we could see them here. And also, you see under General tab, there's a map which would show you the location of that mid-block. So when we see all those details about this mid-block, we can go back to see our road segments. So I want everybody to be now on this road segment and see a table, because now we are going to do a few things here, a few things here. Is everybody on the road segments? Team, if everybody is on the road segments?
Yes.
Okay, so we see this table here, and all the table in TES, they have functions to sort, to filter, to organize the way we want, the view of that grid. So for example, I have here GUID, I have description, road number, surface, and jurisdiction. And I say, oh, I want to have this jurisdiction moved to the description. So what you do, you click on that jurisdiction and you hold left key on the mouse, you click and hold it, and then you drag to the location that you want to be in the grid. So please do something like, it doesn't have to be jurisdiction. You can grab any of the column. Please grab it and move and locate into the other position. So you can basically hold, grab, and drag it to the location you want. Please try to do it. The next is the sorting. If you click on the column, right click, if you right click on the column name, you see you have sort ascending, descending, clear sorting. So if I click ascending, as you can see, all my description, all my location will be sorted. Now, here below each column name, you have this search tool on any column. So let's go to the description. Click on that. As you can see, you can have contains, does not contains, and so on. So we select contains, and let's type 17th. So as you can see, I have list of all me blogs that contains 17 in their description. You can type more if you want. If it matches, then it will have it. Now to take off the search, click on that search button and say reset. So if you reset your search, everything's going to go back and everything will be listed. Are we doing good? Now, also we can filter. So let's say, let's go to the jurisdiction. If we click here on the right side of the column, we have all possible selections for that column. So let's say I would like to see road segments within Kura. So I uncheck my select all and I click Kura. Please select one of the municipalities, one of the jurisdiction on your computer. So I'm selecting Kura and I click OK. Now I have 1,611 road segment which are under Kura jurisdiction. If I go back again and click select all, of course, as you can see, you can select multiple. So I can say Kura and KENHA, for example. So now I have, for those both jurisdictions, now I have 20,088 road segment which are under jurisdiction of Kura and KENHA. So you can filter just by one or multiple filters. You can apply multiple filters. Also, I can filter not only just for one column, but have multiple adding the other column. So let's say I want to see Kura and KENHA roads, which are, let's say, surface is asphalt, for example. And again, you can select multiple as well. So under Kura and KENHA with asphalt, I have 1,025 road segments.
Greg, let's hold on and see how folks are doing in the room.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody can give us feedback, how things are going.
How are we doing? Do you want me to repeat some of the steps?
Yeah, just
Tim, how are the people doing?
Yes, I think we are doing reasonably well in that, in the manipulation of the road segments. I think most people seem to be okay.
That's great. So one more thing I want to say, because we see those maps. If I double click, I see map with that location. Now, what about if I'm on the map and looking for the information about the location? So if I'm on my road segments and I go to my map. Okay. Now with mouse wheel, you can zoom in. You can move mouse. If you hold the left key, you can move mouse around, map around. You can select one of the locations that you are interested in. If you click on it, as you can see, it's highlighted. And now you can click on this icon, show me blocks details. So please try to do it. So which means that you can get information from the table in TES, but also you can get information by going to the map. If you know where you're going, you can looking for anything. You can click on that me block or intersection and get the details about that location. So please click on that. You should see these small windows, and you click on this icon, show me blocks details. If we click on that icon, what's going to happen? You see the form opens with all the details information about that me block that we selected from the map. So again, you can see general information, details, cross-section, operation, collisions. And of course, the map zoom in into that me block. So that's all for now. Now it's time to go to our materials, infrastructure, inventory, and GIS, and try to answer those questions, those 5 questions. Are we ready for that? I will be answering those questions as well, but try to do it by yourself. I'll be giving you some hints. So first question, how many road segments are currently under construction? So we are looking for road segments which are under construction. So obviously we go to infrastructure and road segments. So we have road segments here, all listed here. First, I'm going to clear all the filters that I set them earlier. So jurisdiction, all of them, and surface, all of them. So now I have all 20, almost 30,000 road segments. So we are looking for segments that are.
Greg, did you read me?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
You're muted, Greg.
I am.
I can hear you, Greg. I think
I'm not muted. Sorry.
Greg there?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You're muted.
And I can hear you
please
too.
type something and let's see that.
Can you hear me, Tim?
Yes, I think we are good. We got that. We got everybody got a good handle of the infrastructure of the
Perfect.
things that we are trying to show there.
Yeah. So now I'm going to ask users, clients, to go to the materials, the infrastructure, inventory, and GIS training materials, and they need to answer those questions. Can you see them? So first is how many road segments are currently under construction?
Greg, let's make sure that everybody has the materials in front of them.
Mm-hmm. Team, can you hear us? All of them, can they open or see my screen actually with the questions? How is everybody doing? So how many road segments are currently under construction? We go to road segments. Under infrastructure, go to road segments. And where do we find construction? So please look at the road surface condition. And here you need to select only those ones under construction. So the answer is 395. The second question, how many two-lane MI blocks with asphalt surface does your municipality have? So we are clearing our surface condition and select all. So we are back to all MI blocks and we are looking for two lanes with asphalt. So there's a number of lanes column and we were asked about two lanes. So we click on a filter and select only two. So this is the number of lanes. But also we are looking for asphalt. So under the surface, we have asphalt. So we need to select two, asphalt and number of lanes. So here we have two filters, asphalt and number of lanes. Okay. So 2-lane with asphalt, we have 4,218. 4,218. That question choose only me blocks under the jurisdiction of KENHA. So again, we are clearing our filter. And we are looking for jurisdiction, KENHA. Sorry. So if we select jurisdiction KENHA, we have all the road segment under this jurisdiction, 477. Question number 4, find the intersection of City Park Drive and Limuru Road. Identify number of collisions occurred at this intersection. So we have City Park and Limuru Road. We can just grab the location or just type City Park Drive. So we go to the intersections. There are two ways of doing this. One, we can go to the intersection and under description type City Park. That was Drive, I believe. City Park Drive. Yes, City Park Drive. And hit enter. We type City Park Drive. And now we have all intersection with the City Park Drive within description. And we are looking for City Park Drive Limuru. So that's the location which we are interested in. So now double click and go to the collisions. And we see that there are 4 collisions at that location. Again, we are under the intersections. We are typing City Drive Park under description. And we are selecting City Park Drive Limuru Road. The other option to find those number of collisions also we can have within the collisions. If we go to collisions, just clear this filter. We can go to the location description and then again city park drive. Also within collisions, if we type the city park drive, we have, as you can see, we have 4 collisions at that location. So we can find those collisions within infrastructure. If you go to the particular location on the collision tab, or we can go to the collisions and find this location within collision records. So there are 4 collisions. We're going to go there, and there are 4. Question number 5. Count the number of collisions on IBD, Malaba, Eldoret, Nakuru, Nairobi, Mombasa from the GIS map. So how do we do it? I'm going to just, it's pretty long name and I make mistakes with the spelling. So I'm just headlining this and copy. I go to those collisions again, under the collisions, but now this time is the corridor. So I'm clearing my location and go again to the location and just Control V. I'm pasting my corridor. As you can see, we have here 13 collisions, 13 records with this name. So we can see that we have some mid blocks, but also intersections along that corridor, because we have at, right, and INT. Remember, the INT is the intersection. So along this corridor, we have few records, few collisions at the intersections, and some of them along the mid block. So we have all those 13 collisions. Question was, count the number of collisions from the GIS map. So we know that there was 13. So now we can go select those locations, and then display them on the map by clicking on the icon top left corner, show map. If I click on my map, now I can see those dots, see those green dots along the corridor. These are the locations with collisions that we were asked for. So let's do this last questions once again. That's the last question. Yeah, along this corridor. So I'm going to the collisions. I'm in the collisions. There's a filter here. I'm in the collisions, and here under the description, I'm typing, or you can copy description from the material and paste it here. Now you can see those 13 collisions along this corridor. Some of them are on intersections, some of them are along the corridor. If you select them all and click on this icon, show them up, show on a map, and they are here. You can see those green dots. And again, you can zoom in with scroll bar, with mouse wheel. So there were 13 collisions. How are we doing on the other end? Team, how are we doing there?
Therefore,
Team, how are we doing there? Can you hear me?
hello?
Yes, I can hear you. How are we doing?
Still working through some of the things. Let's just check.
What is the most difficult? I can repeat.
We are still working on some of the things. Think that they are not all finalized.
Okay. Let's have a couple more minutes. If there's any question or if anyone needs help, I'm here. That's all about the infrastructure. So the next part will be about the collisions, more details about the collisions. I touched a little bit of the collisions, but Amir will provide more information about that.
Sure.
Yeah, Amir, let's wait a couple more minutes. Let them finish.
Yeah, I think once they're finished, let's have a 10 minute washroom break so that everyone can stretch their leg and go and have some water or something.
Good idea. Very good idea.
I think everyone is tired, a little bit.
Yeah, so maybe team, maybe we can announce now 10 minutes break, and some people might still work, some people might finish so they can have a break? What do you think?
Yes, sure. We can have a 15-minute break.
Sounds good.
The time now is
Let's aim it for 10 minutes. I think we are behind our schedule.
So we can start again. Let's finish the exercises that you have given, and then we start again at past exactly.
So we're behind the schedule. Maybe let's make it 10 minutes, Tim.
25 past, we'll gather ourselves. By past, we are on.
Okay.
All right, so some people can still finish the exercise. Some of them, if they are done, they can have the break, and we'll come back in 19 minutes. All right, let's have a second coffee.
Yes.
information then there.